So, if you forgive the hat, November is approaching, and with it cometh NaNoWriMo.
It occurs to me that I neglected to actually describe what the fuck NaNoWriMo actually is. It's a month-long challenge wherein one attempts to write 50,000 words of a novel in a month, that month being of November, which amounts out to about 1,666 words a day over the entire 30 days. That's pretty much it. Self-challenge, no judges or whatever. You could technically win by writing the word penis 50,000 times into the text verification box, and no one would know.
Which I will be taking part in again, like I did last year. I ignored both of the camp NaNoWriMos this year, them being in, May and June or something. Because I couldn't be arsed, despite them being the same challenge, pretty much. On the subject of last year's, the project I was working on last year dropped like a sack of shit after I finished it, after December rolled around, because it was a bit too much, I think. The notion of trying to write an entire novel without just like off stream of consciousness and dialogue, kind of maddening. Maybe if it was a short story and if I knew what the fuck I was doing, maybe, but novel, no, and I'm not sure I know what I'm doing, so getting slightly there. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, it's burning away at the back of my brain. I may pick it up at some point in the future, but kind of I doubt it. That said, what I will be working on this year is kind of related to that. It's like this is to last year's what humans are to chimpanzees, which is to say, they are distinct and they are really quite different, but they started off roughly in the same place. So as you could consider it a spiritual successor, but it's really completely different. So again, last year's project, which I won't spend too much time talking about, was post-apocalyptic, 2 characters, one of whom was blind, and the other was charged with keeping the blind lady alive, because I can imagine it would be quite difficult to, not starve to death in a post-apocalyptic world if you're blind, slash not, cut yourself on broken glass, catch tetanus, and then die. Although whether or not the tetanus would kill you before starvation slash dehydration, I don't know. It was kind of sinister, and it was intended to be kind of sinister. So eyebrow action going on. It's intended to be kind of sinister because it was an abusive relationship wherein the reader was very firmly in the abusee, not the abuser, was in her head, and was kind of a party to all the cognitive dissonance that goes along with being in that situation, which is fun. This year, rather than being post-apocalyptic, is contemporary. Once again, a pair of characters. It's not quite as it's not exclusive. I don't know why I was trying to suggest there was degrees of exclusivity. The last one, there was 2 characters. This time, there are not 2 characters. There are 5, 6. I could count, but I can't be asked. Neither of them are blind. They're both wood girls this time. Again, kind of the whole abusive relationship dynamic. Bit of a different spin. Rather than being deliberately and quite clearly an abusive relationship, it's less obvious, hopefully. The idea that I'm going for is that people, recognise that it is, but they're like, is it really though? Is it, I don't know, like, black and white? Yes. Is it actually? I don't know. It's like, look at 50 Shades of Grey or something, which is not something I've read, but it is something which I've some degree of knowledge of, which is, on the surface, kind of abusive, even if you're into the whole domination submission thing. My understanding is that that's that is not how you be in a BDSM relationship. But it's that kind of thing. It's like, it seems like it should be abusive, but not necessarily, because of how everything is going. Mention this to a couple of people, whom exactly escapes my memory, but I know I have described it in the past as high school lesbian drama, which is not entirely inaccurate, but it's a big small scope. It's got bigger than that. It's grown out of the box, even if its arse is still in the box. So I suppose that's a pretty decent jumping off point for working out the fuck it's about. I've been working on this for the majority of the year. I think I started maybe April? No idea. And therefore I will be using November rather than writing 50,000 words and getting up to 50,000 words. I will be using it to revise my first draft, what is left of it to revise, which is the majority of it. And probably also my second draft. It kind of defeats the purpose of the challenge, but fuck it. I suppose it could be taken as ballooning my word count up to 50,000 rather than writing from 0 to 50,000. At the moment it is... I have written down, it is 26,296 words at the moment. So ballooning that up to 50,000, about double. And revision is generally is often considered to be more difficult than just simply spilling words onto the page. So make it that way you will. There will be a screen cap at some point, maybe right now, maybe a couple seconds ago, maybe in a couple seconds, of what the Word document actually looks like as it is right now, which is double spaced with size 12 font, which is, I can't remember the name of the font, I think it's Times New Roman. It's a big thing. It's actually 3 screenshots spliced together, which should tell you all you need to know about this here size of effective thing. It's like 160 odd pages at the moment, and even then, that's only 26,000 words. So yeah, I am going to leave it there for this video, at least. I was going to say today, but I think I've got another one which I may do immediately after this. I'm going to be making a couple other videos as November approaches about stuff. One of the big ones, and the one which I mentioned I may be recording immediately after this, not uploading immediately after this, is drama and melodrama, and how much character I think is appropriate. So yeah, have fun. There will be a little like passage, I guess, like a couple lines in the outro. I will save you my reading it aloud because, I'm shy at reading things aloud, generally. I really am. So, yeah,